Hey YouTubers, this is Old John. I'm going to make a video today that is supplementing a video I made previously about how to work in Zencart e-commerce software. It's open source, free to use. I used it to make this site. I did a video previously on how to do this, but as some good critics pointed out to me, it's not very legible to see the HTML programming that I showed how to do. I primarily made the first video just to show you how to get into the header of Zencart and make changes to the header, this area here, and didn't quite emphasize the HTML programming involved as probably much as I should. So this is hopefully to show more detail on that HTML text that I added in the header to change the header. So I'm on a site called J&B Sales. This is a client I'm doing car care products for, and he has products Autoglim and California Custom. This site is mainly dedicated to Autoglim. Now he's added another product called Black Diamond, which is a sealing compound. But anyway, let me refresh here. In the header, it opens up with a little flash logo that I developed for him, and then I just have a video embedded showing how to do the clear coat with the Black Diamond product. But this is considered the header in Zencart, anything above this menu here. And Zencart is set up so there's an admin area within the server where you can go in and do changes to these portions of the site below the menu per se, to add products and text and so forth. And to work down in here, they actually have software that's much like just any kind of what you see is what you get software, kind of like changing text in a Word document and so forth. But to get above there into this upper area, you can't do the admin area. You can't do it in the admin area. It's under the define pages, or the easy pages they call them. So the purpose of this video is to show you how to get the files from the header and to make changes on them by going into the server files. So first we need to, and you can actually get into these files in the cPanel if you know how to get into the cPanel. So that would be the exception to what I'm saying here, but I'm assuming you would find it easier to go into a file transfer program. So I have a program called FileZilla, which is also free and open source software. So we click on that and it opens up the program. Okay, using FileZilla, we need to connect to our server files. So there's a quick connect button here, brings up a drop down. My files are located in this J&B Sales, so I click on that. It connects me to the programs. We want to go into the public HTML files. That's where that's where generally your files are going to be located on your server. And then scroll down. I have a J&B Sales file already set up. Click on that. File. Under admin there's an includes file, but we don't want that includes. We want the one that stands alone down here. That's part of the Zencart software. Then we scroll down in the includes. We want to go to the templates, which is the last file under includes. Then we want to go down to template default. And then to common, the common files. And then down below here you will see the file we want. Let me move over here. The file we want is the TPL underscore header .php file. So you just grab this and then pull it over to your files on your computer and transfer it. And I recommend you set up your files on your computer the same way, same structure as you have for your server files. I have mine under a web design file, and then I've done a lot of J&B sales work, and I finally made a new J&B sales file dedicated just to these newer projects. And then I've got a new includes J&B file, J&B sales file. So I go under that. Then I go into templates, and then templates default, the same way that I have the structure on the in the server, and then the common. And down here you will see the TPL header.php file we want to use. So we go down here to the TPL header file, but of course we want to find that first in our on our computer. I have, like I said, a web design file structure set up, and then new J&B sales includes, then templates, then template default, and then common, and the TPL header.php files right here. You open that, and mine's going to open up in Dreamweaver. Okay, I've opened the file in Dreamweaver. That's my editing software. You could use Microsoft Expression or any other HTML editing software that you want to use. Now this is a PHP file, but we don't have to know PHP to use it. So it opens up with information on the software. It's a Zencart software, open source. So we're going to scroll down here. Information on licensing, message stack, information about messages, if statements to disable the header if you want, and so forth. This is BOF, which means beginner of header logo and navigation display. And these are all hidden. You do that by this exclamation mark and 2 dashes at the beginning of the statement, and then 2 dashes at the end, surrounded by these sideways triangles, which I call carets. and that will hide them. Um, so we're going down to here where the header is mentioned, and there's a div here which sets up a box for adding HTML software, and this is part of the header wrapper. That's what this is considered in Zencart. The information above the menu is the header wrapper. I did an image map at one time for the client that could be clicked on and to go to various places, and he decided he didn't want that, so I've hidden that. But I've set this up with a table. Find it easier to organize, and a lot of the older browsers still like to use tables. So you start off with your table width. In my case, I'm using 100%, and I'm setting up a row. So you have a TR statement, and then the first cell or the first item object in the row, you start with a TD. Then in this case, we're starting with the flash that you saw that starts on the left side of the header. So I have a div, and it named, well, the div is actually for the entire row, I believe. Let's move that down. So the first is an object, and it's a flash program using Macromedia Shockwave. Obviously you don't have to be familiar with what that is to work up in the header, but the main thing you need to know is that we have to close it with a TD, and you do that by putting a / and then TD, and that tells the browser that that's the end of that first object that you have on your header. So then moving down, I have another item that I've hidden. So the next object is actually here, so we have the opening TD. This is an image, so we have to put another TD, and in this case this is an image source, which I assume you're somewhat familiar with this, which equals, and then you put your image file location in next, and then in a width and a height, whether you want a border and you want to call a name on it. And it's also linkable, so you have this so then you close it with a TD closing. If you were going to create another row, you would have a closing TR at this point, but we're putting all in the same row, so we don't include a TR, closing TR. Okay, I have an item here, was an image I used. It was of a jaguar, and the client decided he didn't want that anymore, so I'm hiding that. Okay, here we have a PayPal script, and it's a end of 6 month PayPal banner. So then we go down to the next item, started with a TD,